Kenneth, great to have you on the show.
Good to have you.
What are you going to demonstrate?
So I have a C2, which I take it everyone knows what a C2 is, but I'm going to be using Steam this time. So you can use a Steam community page. Any login you have, you can create an account. So right here on the screen, I have a weird-looking URL, and it will just send the victim's computer to a random page.
Oh, okay, that's great. So go for it.
Okay. So most of the time, it's going to happen after, a phishing or downloading a random
executable. Some piece of nonsense software, yeah?
So I wrote a script that will actually read everything on the Steam page and execute it in whichever way I have. So I'm going to set up an NCAT, so netcat there, to listen to all this traffic. Now, realistically, I don't need to set this up. I can just straight up have this Steam profile execute whatever I put in the name. But for this instance, I do want to actually display everything. So yeah, this way we can just easily see all the traffic that's happening. So it makes it very simple. So yeah, I created this script where you can run it from any directory and it'll execute right as soon as the victim downloads, and just for instance right there.
Okay, so it's a good thing we can't hear the music, but we don't all know what this is.
Yep. So this script, just get the information behind it. So I have it, of course, to read the HTTPS, and then I also have it for reading. It's kind of going to be a little bit ugly here, but at the top side, it reads the Steam URL, the profile there that I created, and then you can see it'll invoke the web request. So that's why you get to see the link there. I didn't set the script up to actually automatically download things off of specific websites that I send it to. But of course, there are cases that ransomware has ran from this specific type of attack where they've used Steam.
So just explain to me, because I'm a bit slow, right? You're running Netcat on the attacker PC.
Yes.
Which is a Kali virtual machine.
Mm-hmm.
So explain to me, what's that going to do with Steam and this PowerShell script? What is it going to do with each other?
So this is just kind of the victim side of it. You don't need to actually listen. What I can do, let me actually just show you, because this is why I have the listen. So let's say you kind of want to know some information behind the endpoint right here. I can go ahead and save who am I or any type of command that I want to run, as long as it's small enough to fit into that. And what I can do is just go to this and actually run that script, and just running it just like this. Again, if you do a scheduled task, let's do it every day. You just get a bunch of information once a day or as many times as you want to set the scheduled task.
So you putting something into Steam, right? Your script is invoking something off Steam.
Yes.
And then it's pushing it to the Netcat listener.
Yes. So it's literally reading everything behind the scenes in that, very ugly format. I have the script that actually reads all this information goes through and will specifically grab the header of my profile, so my name, and then my real name. So that's where the two sections that it's reading from, and it will go and run exactly whatever's in there. So
why do you need Steam?
Because Steam is a nice platform that a lot of people use and have. You can also use very common ones. It's easier to go to a site that's well known and not quote unquote malicious.
It means that your antivirus and stuff will just think this is you're just going to a normal well-known website. Is that the idea, right?
Exactly. So there's been instances where VirusTotal is used. So you just see that network traffic of Steam, VirusTotal, and you're just like, okay, that's nothing. And that's where you can line up setting up a file on a new website, and that's not known, but you can put it in your Steam profile, and they can go to that website, boom, and it's kind of setting it up. So that way you have persistence on that computer. So at all times, you'll be checking in. So you can always change your profile to change it to whatever you want over the years. You can stay as long as you want inside the system because they just don't really know.
So that's really cool. So you're typing a command to Steam, like who am I or system info, whatever it is. That script, whenever it runs, because you could make it run all the time.
Yes.
Pulls that command off Steam.
Yes.
And then sends it to your Netcat listener, which could be on a different computer entirely.
Yes. So you can set up a script to not listen. So you could be like a null. If this says null, don't do anything. But yeah, exactly.
Is this script available somewhere or on ThreatLocker's website or the ZTW website? Or is this we're not going to show the script because of how dangerous it is?
Technically, you can, it's not going to be anywhere. I did do this right before, but it is kind of simple to do. So
we'll leave it at that. Yeah. For safety and security reasons, we will say no more. Thanks very much.